we are here from Crestview High School, ready to go for Firelands Conference play. This is Game 2 of a midweek doubleheader between the Crestview Cougars and the Monroeville Eagles. Both teams squaring off yet again. Cougars took the first edition yesterday. We'll see who could take this one here tonight. We'll be back live and free on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
For your OH Port pregame show, brought to you by Scout Construction LLC. Monroeville taking on Crestview here today from the Cougars' den. You see a shot into the Monroeville Eagle dugout as they are just about set to go. Both coaches are meeting at home plate with the officials, exchanging lineup cards, and we should be good to go here in about 5 minutes. So while we wait, go ahead and take a look at each of these teams, and we'll start with the Monroeville Eagles. Head coached by Don Clark in his third season since he has arrived. This team has done some special things considering the last couple of years prior. Before Coach Clark came to town with this baseball team, they had not had a single Firelands win since 2017. They broke that in his first season. He's in his third season now. They had 2 wins. 2 seasons ago, they had two wins also. Last year, they went 6-19 overall last year with 2-12 record in the Firelands. They did finish last, but they're still moving up, and they've already got a win. In fact, 2 wins in the Firelands this year as they sit tied in a big group of teams. And we'll get to those standings in a moment. But you see on your screen an overall young team in Monroeville. 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and then you've got 8 freshmen, many of which you will see play today. And their last 3 games are looking pretty good. 2 of the last 3 they've been able to take. Of course, yesterday in Game 1 of this series against Crestview did not go their way, but a chance here to right those wrongs. Tonight, player spotlight is the pitcher from yesterday, but his bat is strong enough to make him the player spotlight yet again here. Colt Clark plays in the infield, batted .379 last year. 18 RBIs, and then a program record 39 stolen bases. So this team loves to be aggressive on the base paths. Expect to see that again here today. Colt Clark, just a sophomore, one of those 2 that we mentioned on this young team. Both coaches still conversing. Looks like they're about to part ways now, but we've also, you see on your screen, Crestview. They have had their share of struggles so far this year. They were able to reverse that and break a 4-game losing streak yesterday. They sit 3-8 on the year, And let's go ahead and spotlight. Let's go ahead and spotlight the Cougars. Crestview 2-3 in the Firelands, just like Monroeville. They went an even 12-12 last year, 9-5 in the Firelands Conference. That was third in the league, and they're headed up by Don Keener in his 12th season. Of course, beating Monroeville yesterday, but they've been on the reverse side of the Eagles. They lost those 2 games prior, and they lost big. They've played a really good non-conference schedule. Clear Fork is his top contender in the MOAC. Colonel Crawford, they should be up towards the top as well in the N10. So not going to be easy. We knew non-conference play wasn't going to be easy for Crestview, but here they are back in Firelands play, and they get a win against Monroeville and a chance to do it yet again today, thanks to one of their aces who is out on the mound today, and it is Gavin Barker, the righty senior. 3 starts, 3 complete games. He has been trustworthy for Coach Keener to keep him out there and go the distance pretty much in every game that he's played. He came in relief one game also, but obviously can't pitch a complete game when you come in relief. But a 1.85 ERA, 22 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts. He's definitely more of a pitch-to-contact kind of guy. But you got to like what you still have out of him, not just on the mound, but also at the bats. His ability to swing big. He had a grand slam yesterday in their road game against Monroeville. Don't expect to see any home runs today because this is quite the deep ballpark that Crestview has hidden away back here on their campus. Not going to be a whole lot hit out of the park. They took BP about an hour ago. Nobody, even with some of the slower pitches they were seeing, was able to get it over the fence. So that was on Crestview's side. Monroeville didn't take BP, but they don't have any home runs yet this season anywhere they've played. So likely going to be more of a small ball style contest when we get down to things today. Go ahead and quickly take a look at keys to victory, and we'll start with the home side, Crestview Cougars, as Barker's got 2 more pitches to go before we get things started. So keys to victory for Crestview, pitch to contact. That's what we were talking about earlier. Not too many strikeouts to Barker's name, but if he can kind of get them into some ground ball situations, should be good to go to get a win here. And then also leave your errors in the past. Crestview fielding 889. You always want to be up above 90%. That has not been the case with Crestview this year. They've struggled in the field, especially as of late. Want to change that here to try and get this win and get a sweep in the Firelands Conference. And quickly before the first batter for Monroeville gets up to the plate, want to talk about the Eagles and what they need to do. They need to be sleuths on the base paths and pounce on this ace quick. And no better person to do so than the player at the plate right now to start things off, Colt Clark. Player spotlight up against player spotlight. First pitch is a ball. Pitch fouled back towards us, so that'll even up the count at 1. Colt Clark this year batting .333, so a little bit under his total from last year, but still that's a pretty good number to have, especially as a sophomore. And he takes another pitch high, so it gets ahead in the count 2-1 here in the top of the first. Game still scoreless. The delivery from Barker yet again a little high, so a hitter's count to lead things off for the Eagles. 6-4 overall this season, 2-3 in the Firelands. Here's the 3-1. High and inside. And that'll be the first base runner. So Clark takes his jog over to first. And up to the plate, the pitcher for Monroeville today, Ethan Smiley, takes that one low and outside, does still sneak in for a strike. Smiley through his first 5 games this year, .353 batting average. Runner goes on the pitch. This one's popped up. Wrangler calls off the pitcher and makes a tough catch. So runner goes back to first. One gone, one on. And up to the plate now is Reed Wasserman as a pickoff attempt. Nearly got him, but Clark able to get back. Barker looks over, now heads to the plate. Runner goes. Swung on, lined over right where the shortstop was, but he had to go cover the bag, and that's going to get to left, and it's runners on the corners now. So nicely done on the hit and run for Monroeville. Has them in business with just one gone. Runner at first and third. Here's Landon Hershiser. Barker from the stretch. Hits the runner. Or hits the batter, pardon me. And that will load up the bases. So you've got Clark at third, Wasserman at second, Hershiser at first. And now to the plate comes Tristan Wise with just one gone. Designated hitter, trying to show why. So he takes that pitch a little high in his eyes, but it is called a strike. Now in the full windup, swing and a miss from Wise. And Barker is quickly ahead 0-2. Put himself in a bit of a pickle here in the top of the first. Trying to work out of a bases loaded jam. That one is hit. Lined into center field, and a runner will score. Station to station go the runners. It's an RBI single for Tristan Wise. So Clark crosses home. And we head back to the plate. Here's Hudson Bauer. Oh, 1 pitch is going to turn into 0-2 on a swing and a miss from Bauer. Still one out, still bases loaded. Just an extra run on the board. It's 1-0 Monroeville in the top of the first. They have gotten to Barker quick. That pitch misses high. Here in this first frame sits 66 degrees. And we've got a 2-2 count. Here's a pitch, swung on, fouled right off of the leg of Kane Patton behind the plate. So it'll stay 2-2. Wasserman at third, Hershiser at second. Swinging a foul ball over at first is Tristan Wise. And we stay at a 2-2 count. Good working at bat from Hudson Bauer here. He'll play in second base when we get to the next frame. Breaking pitch misses high from Barker. And we've got a full count. Nowhere to put this guy if you're Barker. The delivery swung on, popped up. Will get just outside the infield. Kaner makes the catch. Runner tags from third. The throw down to home. Patton catches. Can't make the tag. He actually dropped it at the last moment. All runners advance on the throw, so that will make it a 2-0 game as scoring from third is Wasserman. Next batter, Alex Dowell. Swings and misses at one a little bit high. Count is 1-1. 2 outs now after the sacrifice. Runners on second and third. Barker misses high again. That's been his trend so far here in this first inning. High and out. It is in the zone, though. 2-2. Barker, the full windup. High and inside. Count is full for a second time. Swing and a miss. And Barker gets out of a bases-loaded jam with just 2 runs crossing. That'll take us to the bottom of the first coming up, live and free on the OH Report.
From opening day to hoisting the hardware, it's all right here on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
On the mound for Monroeville, starting things out with a 2-run lead, is Ethan Smiley, just a freshman, but he has been really good so far for this Monroeville team. ERA just over 1, just like Barker. However, Barker did just get hit around just a little bit. And we'll see if the Cougars can respond and try to back their pitcher here. So starting out for Crestview, it'll be Keener leading off. Patton will bat second. And Barker, pitcher, will have a chance here in this bottom half to help himself out, batting third. Eagles 2, Cougars nothing. Clark, the leadoff man for Monroeville, scored in the top of the first, same as Reed Wasserman. Those were the 2 runs scored. Clark scored on an RBI single from Tristan Weiss. And here right away, there is a single for Carson Keener on the first pitch. Good start if you're Crestview. And that'll bring up Kane Patton quickly. And he'll swing on the first pitch. Out to left, it's in play. Catch is made. Out number 1. So 2 pitches, 2 swings, 1 out. And a runner on first. And here comes Gavin Barker. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Keener stays in at first. Breaking pitch is going to sneak in there for a strike. It's a high breaking pitch. Blue gives him the benefit of the doubt there, as Barker's hitting .472 coming into this game. Had a grand slam yesterday. Runner goes on the pitch, breaking ball, throw down, not in time. Keener has a steal. And the pitch missed high, so the count's 1-1. Shorter lead this time. Barker will ground that into the outfield. Left fielder will scoop. Keener is stopped over at third, so runners on the corners. Blue calls time. Catcher will give a signal to his pitcher, Smiley. Top half of the first from Monroeville, they scored 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors from Crestview, and then they left 2 on base. Their phase at the plate looked very similar to what we're seeing right now from Crestview. Could be a high-scoring affair. First pitch misses low in the dirt. Count is 1-0. Tyson Ringler at the dish. Takes again. Smiley right now in this at-bat at least, missing away with all of his pitches. Great count for Tyson. It's a 3-0. Parker over at first, Keener at third. They both singled in this one as finally a strike gets over. Brings it to still a hitter's count, but to 3-1. One out for the Cougars. Here's the pitch. That one misses high and the bases are loaded. So Tyson will go step over on first. Ducks are on the pond for the Cougars. And at the plate, Jeb Workman. Swings at the first pitch, lined up the middle. Keener will score. Barker turns towards home. Looks like he will score as well, standing. Now he'll slide, but he does get in there to tied up ball game here in the first. Whole lot of offense so far. A 2 RBI single for Jeb Workman. So after that, runners on first and second. Still one gone. Another first pitch swing. This will go right to the first baseman. They'll try to turn 2. They get the out at second. Fake the throw to first and keep Ringler over at third. So fortunately for Monroeville, they get another out on the board, but still in a tight situation with this now being Caden Stutz, as Landon Folk was the first pitch swinger who reaches on a fielder's choice. Breaking pitch. Landon is stuck between first and second. He'll take second base without a throw. And now both are in scoring position in that awkward situation. Swing and a miss from Stutz at the plate. Brings the count to 1-1. Breaking pitch. Gets in there. Lower edge of the plate. And Smiley is ahead here. The freshman squaring off against a sophomore in a 1-2 count. Pitch, swinging a ground ball up the middle. That will also sneak through. Ringler scores. Turning towards home is Landon Folk. He will get in there too on the throw heading to second. Stutz will slide in safely. 4-2 Cougars. As Caden Stutz does his job, gets 2 RBIs, and now he's standing on second. Now up for Crestview, Drew Spoor fouls off the first pitch. Smiley retreats Stutz back. He doesn't go back all the way. Waiting for somebody to cover him over on second. Short fakes it. And now here's a grounder. Spoor will have to try and beat this out. Throw from the shortstop will just be in time. So with that, we head to the second. Offensively packed first inning. It's 4-2 Cougars.
You're watching high school baseball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
And we're back for the second inning. 6 combined runs between the two teams in the first. See if the pitchers can settle in here. Barker quickly saw the bases get loaded in the first, and then from that, couldn't help but give up a couple of runs, but he did pretty well managing as that first pitch is taken foul. This is Jake Fries. Playing at third today for the Eagle defense. Takes one high and away. Evens it back up at 1. And takes another one. So Monroeville yesterday against Crestview, they hit well against Tyson Ringler at the ace for the Cougars, but they couldn't drive in base runners. So here's a swing and a ground ball. Over to shortstop Ringler, tough play, throws a bullet over to Spoor to get the out. There's a look at that throw over to first. Thanks to Carothers Pest Control. See, Tyson made the play. Nicely done by him over at short. I'm sure he'll get some more opportunities later in this one. First pitch here from the 9-hole hitter, Landon Stein, is going to go foul off the bunt. Anyway, Monroeville couldn't get base runners in yesterday. They lost 11-3. Also 6 runs they gave up in the second inning. That didn't help either. Looking to change all that today. Grounder. That will get over to Ringler too. Ducking is the third baseman. High throw. Spoor able to catch it, but he was off the bag. Safe. Good try by the third baseman Stutz to try and help out and make it an easier play, but it goes past him. Maybe if the third baseman scoops that up, much more time to make an out. But a runner now on first. Back to the top of the order, Colt Clark walked and then scored in the last inning. Swings and misses here on a pitch high and in. Got to think Clark's a little antsy, wants to find something to swing at, so maybe a result of that wild swing there. Evens count 1-1. Swinging a pop-up in foul ground, making the catch is Spoor for out number 2. So Spoor makes the catch, watches the runner over at first, Stein. And Barker go the stretch. Swinging a line drive out to center. Ball hit pretty well, but right there for the catch is Keener in center. And that'll end the inning. Cougars will run in, grab the bats. 4-2 stays the score.
You're watching high school baseball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Cougars had a pretty good bottom of the first, scoring 4 runs. Only had one batter not get an opportunity in that bottom of the first, and here he is, Grady Klein, the left fielder. Takes that one in for a strike, went halfway. Didn't matter, it was in the zone. Swings at the next one. This one's popped into the infield. Shortstop calls off the rest. There's out number 1. Mentioned this in the first inning. It's a deep ballpark. Saw a deep liner to center from Ethan Smiley to end the top of the second as he throws in a pitch here for a strike to Keener. It went pretty far, but still nowhere near the fence. Not really going to have a home run battle probably ever in this ballpark when we cover them this season. Could imagine if we had a North Central Ohio home run derby and they had it at this ballpark, how that would go. Counts 1-2 here to Keener. He singled in the first and scored. Swings here, pops this one up yet again in the infield. This time the second baseman will track it down, make the play. Hudson Bauer makes it out number 2. Here's Kane Patton, takes high and in. The story in yesterday's win against the Eagles for Crestview after this pitch. That's line foul. The story of that game was the fact that they were to walk 7 times against the pitching staff of Monroeville. Helped them fill up the bases quite a bit throughout the game. Of course, especially in the second inning when they scored 6 runs. But that helped them to get the win yesterday. As Smiley, that goes off the glove. He won't have any chance of getting the out at first. Give you another look thanks to Carothers Pest Control. And in comes Gavin Barker. Throw down to first on the pickoff attempt. Not in time. 2 outs, runner on. Cougars up 4-2. Barker takes a pitch high. He'll get ahead in the count here. Singleton later on scored himself in the last inning. He was driven in by a Jeb Workman's RBI single. Cuts and misses on that. It's an even count, 1-1. Kane Patton over at first. Another pickoff attempt. Didn't get it on screen, but safe is the call. Swinging a pop over to left. Moving to his left. Catch is made out there in left center field by Monroeville, and that'll end the inning. No score for either side here in the second. We head to the third in a 4-2 ball game.
From opening day to hoisting the hardware, it's all right here on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Three, 4, 5 due up for Monroeville as we head to the third inning. Barker still out on the mound, likely won't change pretty much for the entirety of this game as he gets loose. We mentioned it in our pregame show. All 3 starts he's had, he's went the distance. And he's had a couple of extra inning games in that too. So not just that he's going 7. One time he went 8. One time he went nearly 8. One of those extra inning games, of course, they won, letting him go the full 8. And then the other extra inning game they lost. So he only got 7 2/3 as they lost on a walk-off to South Central. So here's Reed Wasserman. He singled and scored in the first inning. 4-2 ball game. Takes the first pitch on the upper line. Count 0-1 in favor of Barker here. Swinging a pop foul just above us. Wasserman hitting .412 coming into today. Counts 0-2. Pitch grounded over to third in the hot corner. Taking the place of Barker, who's pitching. Stutz makes a nice throw. First pitch swinging out into left. That'll get down. Monroeville gets a runner on. Or, excuse me, that's actually a made. Catch is made. Had a block in my way. Good job out there in left. So 2 gone. So Hershiser lines out. And this is Tristan Wise, had the RBI single in the first inning. Scored the first run of this game. As he fouls one back towards us. It's now 1-1. Barker working quickly here in a 1-1 count. Forcing the batter there to duck on that pitch. So Wise drove in the first run. Player on deck is Hudson Bauer. He had the sacrifice. And it looks like he'll have to wait till the 4th to get up to the plate himself as the line out is made. Catch is made out in center by Keener. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd, see if Crestview can add some insurance on the OH report.
From opening day to hoisting the hardware, it's all right here on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Tyson Ringler will lead off the bottom of the 3rd. That you are watching free on the OH Report. Jonathon Langdon with you, Adam Thompson. 2-man crew today, making do with the best we got. 4-5-6 due up for the Cougars. First pitch from Smiley is swung on, right back up the middle. Shortstop's got to make a play to get the shortstop out running to first. Nicely done by Monroeville that time. Good play over there by the shortstop Wasserman. And we head back to the plate. Up next is Jeb Workman. 2 RBI single in the first. Ended up getting thrown out from first to second on a fielder's choice the next play. Inside pitch called a strike, so he'll be behind in the count, Jeb. And it looks like Blue is going to have a talk with Jeb, maybe said something in the box. Not agreeing with that call. Gives him a little warning, and then Jeb kind of smiles back, so keep an eye on that. Here's the next pitch from Smiley. Low and inside. One out, 1-1 count. Workman swings at one just a little outside. That will dribble foul. And now Jeb finds himself behind in the count 1-2. 4-2 ball game. Cougars with the lead. All runs scored so far have come in the first. Jeb taking his time, getting back into the box. Workman now squares. And here's Smiley's pitch. The 1-2. Nearly hit him. Workman had an 0-for-4 day last night. However, he's caught fire at the plate since we last saw him against Shelby. Went 9-for-14 in his next 4 games. And he works a full count here. Here's the delivery on a 3-2. Swinging a ground ball over to short. Scooped up by Wasserman. Throw down is in time. Back-to-back putouts for the shortstop here in this inning. Monroeville went 1-2-3 in the top of the third. Crestview threatening to do the same here. Landon Folk reached on a fielder's choice, swings at the first pitch, grounds it over to first. He goes to cover the bag, and the second baseman can't cover. So it's a base hit. Reaching base the second time, Landon Folk. Caden Stutz had his 2 RBI single, if you want to call it a double. He advanced on the throw. Throw over on the pickoff. Hasn't been really close, Smiley, on any of his pickoff attempts. As Folk leads off from first, the pitch to Stutz, swung on line, over to first, who made a nice catch. Nicely done there by Dowell to end the inning. You'll get another look at it here. And with that, top of the fourth's on the way, 4-2, Crestview.
You're watching high school baseball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
One, two, three for Monroeville last time they were up to bat. We'll see what they do this time here as we start the 4th inning. Jonathon Langdon with you on the OH Report. Adam Thompson, your camera operator today. In a 4-2 ball game for Crestview. Leading off this inning will be Hudson Bauer, the second baseman, had a sacrifice fly in the first. That resulted in an RBI. A whiff on the first pitch gets Barker ahead 0-1 and now 0-2. Bauer had two hits in yesterday's opener against Crestview. Swinging a ground ball over to third. And that one goes right through the legs of Stutz. That'll be the first error of the day. It's the hardest place to play in the field. Hot corner. You eat up some ground balls. Some get past you. And with that, nobody's out. And there is a runner on first. Good start for Monroeville here in the fourth. That ball bunted foul. It was a half-hearted bunt, almost. It's like he tried to slap at it at the last minute. Pickoff attempt, not in time over at first. So Dowell at the plate, likely going to try and lay down a sacrifice to get that runner over to second. If he's going to do so, it's got to be here on this pitch. Don't want to be doing it on 2 strikes. And that one is fouled too, so tight situation now for Alex. From the stretch, foul tip into the catcher's glove. It's a strikeout for Barker. It's going to go down as his first today. Both pitchers just with 1 each. So 1 gone now, runner on first. See if they go for a bunt again. Answer's no, swinging a foul ball. Jake Freeze has the green light here. Grounded out to short in the 2nd inning to lead off the 2nd inning. He's got a runner on first here. And that pitch is inside, and it did get him. So he'll get to move over to first. Lead runner goes to second. And Barker shaking his head as he gets back. Looks like the home plate ump has grown frustrated here. Barker must have gave him a look of some sort after hitting the batter. You see Blue kind of coming back from talking to Crestview, frustrated with some things going on with the dugout and a couple of the players too. Reset the count. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Short leash now for Crestview, with frustration building behind the plate. Swinging a ground ball. Double play potential here for Crestview. Throw to second in time. Over to first. That gets past the first baseman. Runner at third is going to score. Tried to get out of the inning with a double play, and it ends up scoring a runner. Cougars still have the lead, but Monroeville 1 run closer. Back to the top of the lineup after that whole situation. Colt Clark, 0 for 1, walked in the first. Takes that one in there for a strike. Even count, 1-1, 2 outs. Landon Stein sits over at first. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Will not be in time. Another runner in scoring position. Nicely done there by Stein to give Clark an opportunity to score him with a base hit. Next pitch from Barker missed high there. So ahead in the count is Clark with a 2-1 advantage. Swings here, knobs that one off the front of the bat. Ringler makes a tough play over to first and gets them out of the inning. Cougars still have a lead, but they do give up one to Monroeville in the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom coming up.
From opening day to hoisting the hardware, it's all right here on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Cougars are going to swing the bats here in the bottom of the fourth. There was a short pause there in that top of the third where umpire went over, walked to Crestview's dugout, and kind of talked things over with the coach, sensing some frustrations from the Cougars on a couple of calls. And to our knowledge and what we've heard from up here, there hasn't been much said between players and the officials. It's more of the nonverbals that it seems the umpire's kind of picking up on and trying to get Crestview out of. As Drew Spohr leads off this half inning. Outfield was playing way too shallow. That goes over the head of the right fielder, and it's a stand-up double for Spohr. This is not a team that gets too many extra base hits. But there's one right there to lead off the inning. Just their 11th double of the season. First pitch to the next batter is fouled off. So Grady Klein, he has been a great revelation for this team in the last couple of games. As he fouls one off, gets behind 0-2. It's been a welcomed addition. Got his first look on Thursday in their Colonel Crawford game. And since that moment, he has yet to record a base hit, but he's gotten on base 67% of the time, which you really like to see, especially this early from a young guy. Takes a breaking pitch outside. And he's got a runner in scoring position. He has an RBI already, but another opportunity to add to it here. Get themselves back to that 2-run lead they had to start this inning, potentially. However, he does take that pitch low and in. It's in the zone, and he's out. So Klein strikes out looking. It's the second strikeout today for the pitcher, Smiley. Breaking pitch, way high to start the next batter. As Keener, the leadoff, returns. Singled in the first, popped up to second the next inning. Swings here, that may stay in play. Right on the first base line, catch is made. 2 outs, runner stays on second, so Spohr's leadoff double is quickly turned into him staying right where he is, and there now being 2 outs on the board. Kane Patton, 1 for 2 today. Starts out with the 2-0 count. Big lead over at second from Spoor. Here's the pitch. Goes over Patton. If they're in the result of a walk, Barker is up next. However, the 3-0 pitch right down the middle. Patton was taking all the way. Here's the hitter's count. And that's low in the dirt. He'll trolley on over to first. And this brings up the best hitter in the lineup for the Cougars. Here comes Barker. Runners on first and second, 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. Swung on the first pitch. Left center gap. Center fielder makes track. It's Clark who makes the catch and ends the inning. Monroeville's hanging in strong with Crestview. We're heading to the 5th. 5th inning stretch coming up soon. We'll be taking a break here.
You're watching high school baseball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Back for the top of the 5th. Lead things off with a first pitch ball as Barker continues to deal for Crestview. Gets that one in there to even it up. Ethan Smiley looking to help himself out on the mound. Swings, lines one up the middle. Ringler goes off his knee. So Smiley reaches first. It's a leadoff single. Quick check over on the runner is not in time, as it's now Reed Wasserman who steps in. Another pickoff attempt. Runner faked like he was going to go. Smiley was about a third up the base path and then retreats back to first. First pitch, however, is in for a strike, so Wasserman behind 0-1. And now he's going to go in the dirt, throw down, Gundam. Smiley out trying to stretch to second. Carothers Pest Control brings you the replay. Hesitated a little bit before fully committing to second base. I think he saw the pitch go in the dirt, and that was his cue finally to decide and try and make it. Just as that pitch goes in the dirt. Count now moves to 3-1. Good spot if you're Monroeville here. However, that one does sneak in. Count is full. Barker deals. Grounder over the pitcher's head. Second baseman Workman goes to get it. And that's a nicely done play by Jeb Workman over at second. For the second time today, Wasserman grounds out to second. Two outs here in the top of the fifth. Barker misses outside. Count is even, 1-1. Bad pitch from Patton, and they'll have to run to go get that. This is Landon Hershiser. Was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Lined out to left in the third. And there he nearly gets hit again. Had to duck his head at the last second. Barker resets, delivers, grounder over to third. Stutz this time scoops it up. Throw to first is low, but a nice scoop at first. Spohr able to get it done over there. And that is out number 3. Coming up, Cougars head to the bats yet again. Got our 5th inning stretch on the way. Brought to you by Scout Construction, LLC. We didn't get those numbers updated, but we're going to do them now for you. So for Monroeville in that last sequence, they got a single. So that gave them their 4th hit of the game. They had 1 error. So they sit 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. And then on the other side of things, for Crestview, they've been able to get some good swings off today. They've got 5 hits. And they've got an error themselves. So there's your line score. 3-4-1, 4-5-1. Pretty even game so far. And with Crestview due back up to the plate, they will bring their 4, 5, 6 hitters. So meat of the lineup coming up for the Cougars. Still out on the mound, Ethan Smiley has done a pretty solid job today. I misspoke earlier. He has just the one strikeout that he recently got in the fourth. It's Barker on the other side of things, pitching for the Cougars, who has 2 strikeouts. First pitch swing, and this is out to left center. Tough play over at left, but the catch is made. Wrangler took that one on for a ride. However, did not ride it enough. In a park where we said that we weren't going to have too many home runs, that one was the closest yet. But still, not quite able to get it. And the left fielder makes the catch. Another first pitch swing. Grounder gets past the second baseman Bauer, and Workman's got a single. Landon Folk has reached in both of his at-bats so far. A couple of pickoff attempts here from Smiley. Neither have been successful. So that runner stays over on first, 1 out in a 4-3 ball game. Folk takes outside, but it is called a strike. Lead off at first. Another pickoff attempt, and that gets away. Easy base for Workman. He'll round and look towards third, but not going to get over there. So rough throw in the pickoff attempt by Smiley. He's going to have to regroup in an 0-1 count with a runner in scoring position, 1 gone. Cougars lead 4-3. That pitch will go to the backstop. Another base for Workman. In just 2 pitches, he's all the way at third, over from first. And we got a time. Head coach Don Clark will go talk with his pitcher. And as they chat it up, Coach Clark will talk to them. Want to thank our sponsors bringing you this coverage here today. Thanks to Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Also thanks to Strategic Outdoor Solutions. Real results, real growth. Schedule weekly lawn maintenance, spring cleanups, and landscaping online at strategiclawn.com. And then finally, Carothers Pest Control. Carothers is looking to add a new technician to their team, offering 401k, PTO, and more. You can reach out to learn more. Phone number is 419-342-6841. We get back to play, 1-1 count. Pitcher delivers this in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1 with a runner at third. 1 gone. Workman will lead off of third base. Folk takes another. In a favorable count, 3-1. Folk has swung a hot bat coming into today. Can he keep it up? That one popped. Dive, not able to make the catch over at third is Freeze. And Folk lives to see another pitch. Smiley delivers the payoff. Swung on, popped, foul. Another payoff. Dribbled up the middle, diving shortstop can't make the play. It's an easy score for a Workman who crosses home. Cougars are back up 2 with an RBI single from Folk, who continues to deal at the dish. Falk today is now 2 for 2 with an RBI. Caden Stutz, however, has 2 RBIs. They both came in the first inning. He is 1 for 2 in this contest. Swings, lines one. Shift in the outfield ends up sending that to an unlikely gap, and that's going to allow a runner to move to third. Runners on the corners. See that center fielder playing all the way over towards left center. Had to run and make that play. Gave ample time over to Falk to round second and head to third. Smiley finds the outside corner as Spohr is up to the plate. And here's a swing and a pop over to center. 1 out. Catch is made. Makes it 2 outs, and it's a sacrifice. Falk scores. Cougars have doubled the number of Monroeville. It's 6-3. Got a couple of changes out in the field. Gonna have a pinch runner. Colton Hernandez, the sophomore, will go to first to run in place of Stutz. And we have a pinch hitter, Braden Perrigan. He'll hit in place of Grady Klein. First pitch in for a strike, throw over to first. Keeps Hernandez at bay. As they've got a speedster now. Hernandez, big lead. Pitch. That's going to end up going to the backstop. Hernandez heading to second. Throw down. It's going to be close, but safe is the pinch runner. Count moves to 2-1 on the ball. Good inning here for Crestview at the bats. They've scored 2. Chance to potentially score 3 as Perrigan hasn't played the last couple of games. Chance to get a nice little welcome back to the team. As Perrigan tossed his bat over to first, thinking he was going to get the walk. But no, count is full now. And we'll have a payoff pitch from Smiley with 2 gone and a runner on second. Swinging a pop foul. Another payoff. Breaking pitch, that one definitely missed. And that'll put a runner on first. So first and second, 2 gone. Back to the top of the lineup we go. Carson Keener. Takes the first pitch low. One for 3 so far. 2 pop outs, though, to the infield. This time he levels it out. Center fielder can't make the diving play. It'll go past him. Right fielder has to back him up. Hernandez will score all the way from second, and rounding third is Paragon. He gets the stop sign from his coach. Good swing by the leadoff man. That's why he's there. Keener scores another run. Patton squares the bunt. Backs away. Strike is called. And a free base. Runner on first moves to second. Kane Patton is 1 for 3. No RBIs yet. Swings and misses at the heater front on the outside edge. Count is 0-2. Breaking pitch, swung on at the last moment. Goes past over to second. Throw to first, just barely in time. That's out number 3. However, Cougars put 4. Actually, they put 3 on the board there in that bottom of the 5th. 6th inning coming up. Some insurance for the Cougars. They got to get it done, though, defensively. We'll see if they can do it when we come back.
From opening day to hoisting the hardware, it's all right here on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
You're watching high school baseball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
We apologize for technical difficulties on that last half inning. However, no difficulties out on the field for Monroeville. They get all the way back to making it just a 1-point game. They've got a new pitcher on the mound as well. So some relief work for Erickson Pisano. As we'll see if they can get all the way back, but first they got to make sure that the Cougars don't add any more runs to the table. So Pisano, he's getting loose right now. Junior for the squad. Doesn't hit. He's there primarily to do this, to pitch. So a good solid 5 innings of work from the starter Smiley. And he's going to let the bullpen take care of the rest. He'll get a couple more warm-up pitches. And everybody else on Crestview's side very attentive to keeping an eye on what this pitcher's got. And shifting around the defense, Smiley's going to stay in the game. You see him over at first base. That's where he'll remain for the rest of this one. Tough leadoff here for Crestview. It's Gavin Barker. Like to have him on with some runners on base. However, that's not the case here. He'll have to try and start something for the Cougars. First pitch, misses low and in, bounces to the backstop. Barker this year, .472 hitter, 11 RBIs, hit the team's first homer yesterday. So he struck out 3 times. He's ahead here 1-0. The pitch from Pisano. Down the middle, cracked over to third, throw down to first, plenty of time. There's out number 1. Good throw over at third. Prees makes the play. And Barker will trot back over to the dugout. Up next, Tyson Ringler. He's 0 for 2 thus far. He did walk in the first and eventually score. And he swings here on the first pitch. Just gets over Prees. Shortstop will make a tough throw over to first. Got to applaud the effort. However, it's not going to be in time, and Ringler reaches. So 1-on-1 gone. 1-run lead for Crestview as Jeb Workman will step to the dish. Not much of a lead yet from Tyson over at first. Previous pitcher, at least, was very prone to throw over. We'll see what Pisano likes to do. Deliver the first pitch outside for a ball. From the stretch, Pisano the windup, and that'll go to the backstop. First to second goes Tyson. He's in scoring position with one gone. Tyson goes right away. This one fouled back though. Jep might have wanted to try and take that because Tyson easily had third. He had a great jump on the pitcher. However, after that foul ball, it's a 2-1 count. Workman eyes up the pitcher. Pickoff attempt. Throw over. Not in time. Great job by Pisano, though. He knew Tyson was going to try and make another big jump. However, just not able to get the tag in. That'll keep Tyson honest over at second. And a chance to throw a strike. Counts back even at 2-2. And that's the power of a pickoff right there. Keep that base runner honest. In scoring position with one out. Here's the pitch to Workman. Outside. Count is full. Here is the payoff in the bottom of the sixth. Swinging a grounder. Tyson goes right away over to short. Throw by Wasserman will be in time. And there is out number 2. So some insurance 90 feet away. And fortunately for Crestview, they've got their hottest batter yet. Especially in this game. Up to the plate, Ringler. You see him over there at third, and Landon Folk steps in. 2 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice as well in the first. He's got an RBI to his name. Pisano trying to get himself out of this. Bring his team to the top of the 7th with the requirement only being 1 run. However, here, not a great start as he makes it a 2-0 count on Folk. That one right down the middle, and Landon a little late on it. Runner on third, 2 outs. Here in the 6th. It's a 7-6 ball game in favor of Crestview. Folk swings and misses again. Counts even at 2. Can Erickson Pisano get out of this? Yes, he can. Strike 3, out number 3. It's 7-6. We're going to the 7th.
From opening day to hoisting the hardware, it's all right here on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Good Monroeville crowd here today. Just can't see too many of them, but Grandma and Grandpa out there cheering on the Eagles. They need 1 run to keep this game going. 7-6. Cougars with the advantage. And set to lead off this top of the 7th. Langdon gets that one just over the third base bag and has a base hit to get things going. So Landon Hershinger gets his first hit of the game. No chance at that over at third. Went right over the bag in a hurry. And that'll bring up Tristan White. Barker still on the mound for Crestview. He's going for his 4th complete game of the year. Bunt fouled over towards the Crestview dugout. Out of play, actually. Barker's ahead here, 0-2 on Weiss. Over on first is Hershinger. Weak grounder. Tyson's got to make up a lot of ground. He can't scoop it up. Look at an infield single for Monroeville. Back-to-back singles. So first 2 batters of the inning reach. And with only 1 needed to cross the plate to get to the 7th, bottom half of the 7th, they're looking good. Trying to set down another bunt. This one's going to miss outside. Two on, nobody out. That pitch inside, called a strike. Evens it up at 1. Hudson Bauer not a fan of that call. From the stretch, Gavin Barker delivers low. Swinging a knobbler. Barker scoops, flips to first. They'll take the fielder's choice. Runners move up to second and third, and we've got a pinch hitter. Jackson Hedrick, the 6'6" senior, is going to step in and try and drive in at least the tying run. If he can, also the leading run. Putting him in a clutch situation. This guy swings for power. You could just see it in his practice swing there. He'll square to bunt. That actually ends up hitting him, but he did offer on it, so he's not going to get first base. So you bring in a 6'6" pinch hitter, and he squares the bunt on the first pitch. Is that going to stay true? Takes that one high. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Tight spot for Monroeville. Can they deliver? Hedrick leans away. Ball 2. Jake Freeze is on deck. The 2-1 from Barker. In there, right at the knees. Even at 2-2, infield is in. Hedrick swings, pops that one foul. Good power on that, just can't keep it in play. Some words of confidence from both coaches on the first and third base paths. Here's the 2-2 pitch, low, dribbler in the dirt. And we are full again. Barker has had to work today Already given up 6 runs. Could turn into 2 more here. The payoff, foul back. Small delay here. Up needs a couple more baseballs. Barker's got 1, so any more fouls will have another delay. 3-2 count. Barker winds up. The payoff is in there. Strike 3 called. And the pinch hitter situation does not work. Strikes out looking on the outside edge, and now it's up to Freeze to try and keep this game alive. Another one that hasn't really had it going today. He reached on a hit by pitch in the 4th. Grounded out to short in his first at bat, but he gets that one through to left. Paragon, he'll throw home, cut off by Stutz. Offer at the plate. It is not in time, and Monroeville takes the lead. Saw the first run score, close play at the plate. And Monroeville and the Eagles. There will be a bottom of the 7th here at the Cougars Den, and they'll go into it with the lead. Two RBI single from Freeze. And now the 9 holes, Landon Stein. Big lead over at first. Runner goes. It's in the dirt. Patton doesn't have a throw. And now the Eagles looking for insurance. From the stretch, Barker delivers inside. Count moves to 2-2. What can Stein do here with a runner in scoring position? We'll take that just outside. We are full again. Payoff, grounder over to second. Workman scoops it up and makes the throw to first. We're out of the inning. But not before Monroeville forces a bottom half. They lead 8-7. Cougars need to respond with some swings coming up.
You're watching high school baseball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Look at some more of the Monroeville faithful cheering on their Eagles as they just took the lead in the top of the 7th to force the Cougars back to the bats in an 8-7 contest. And back out to pitch is Erickson Pisano. He pitched the 6th. And he's warming up right now for the next part of the lineup for the Cougars. Caden Stutz, Drew Spoor, Grady Klein. Actually, it'll be Braden Paragon in the hole, pending any other pinch hitters. So Stutz, Spoor, Paragon. Bottom 7. What can the Cougars do here? First pitch, Stutz takes inside for a ball. And even if they do tie this up and take it to extras, Cougars, they don't have a good record in extras. They've actually gone 0-2 so far this year in extra innings. Grounder right back to the pitcher. Tough throw there from Pisano. But he does ultimately get it to his target. And there's out number 1. And that'll bring Drew Spoor. Saw a nicely hit ball go out to center. However, it was caught for an out. See if he can get another good look as the first pitch misses low. He scored a base hit in 2 of his last 3 games. Pops another one up. No man's land, though. Shortstop runs over, makes the catch, 1 out away. Dugout's feeling it. They're 1 out away from their 3rd win in the Firelands on the season. It'd be the most they've had in a long time. First pitch in for a strike. Pisano dealing right now. Paragon at the dish. Swings, pops that one up over the left. Making chase that will just go out of play. Paragon's down 0-2. Eagles 1 strike away from splitting this Firelands doubleheader with the Cougars. The delivery just outside. One of the coaches over from Monroeville nearly made his way out to the field thinking that was going to be strike 3. The 1-2 this time. Swung on, grounded, over to second. Quick hop, throw to first. Play is made. Monroeville wins it. Eagles take it 8-7. Great come from behind victory. They found themselves down 7-3. They scored the next 5 unanswered in the final 2 frames. They split the Firelands Conference doubleheader with the Cougars this week. We will take a break, come back with your MVP from Monroeville on the OH Report. I am off.
From
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Casasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
by Monroeville's hero today, Jake Freeze. In the 7th inning, come up to the plate, deliver a 2 RBI single.
Yep.
Just take me through your emotions here and getting a split of this doubleheader between Crestview and getting the win today.
Yep, just going up there, being ready, knowing the moment, and just a good team win. Everybody helped today.
Yeah, and then for you guys overall, I think this is your 3rd win in the Firelands already this season. It feels like there's a shift happening in the program. Can you kind of talk us through that?
It's just a bunch of freshmen came up this year ready to play, had the experience, and we're all ready to go.
And then talk about your teammates here. Coming into today, of course, you could take the tough loss yesterday. What did you have to do to kind of shrug that off and get ready?
Every series so far, it's been 1-1. We've lost the first one and then came back and won the second one. It's just being ready for the second game.
What does that tell you about this team, that you've been able to at least get one out of everybody?
Yeah, we know what to do when time gets tough.
All right, well, congratulations to you. Before we go, I want to ask you to give some shout-outs. Anybody that you want to give shout-outs to at home, maybe watching?
Yeah, my dad, he helps me a lot. My coach, Ty Wasserman, he's been with me all the way up, helps me out a lot.
All right, Jake, congratulations. Going to let you go home and ride the victory bus.
Yep.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Casasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Game show. And it's time for your post-game show brought to you by Scout Construction LLC. Final here, 8-7. Monroeville, they split the series with Crestview. They lose at home. They come here to Crestview's home turf, and they're able to get the win. So trade-off here between two teams that are looking like they're going to be right in the middle of the pack of things when it comes to the Firelands Conference this year. Cougars, they let it slip away from them. Final score, as we take a look at the lineup score, 8-7. 10 hits there from Monroeville. They really rallied towards the end. They got 2 base runners on. Their first 2 batters reached in the top of the 7th, and then from there, things started to swell even more so in favor of Monroeville in that contest. And then Crestview just couldn't turn on the gas when they really needed it, especially late. They went to 2 outs very early on in the bottom of the 7th. And that was really when you started to feel the pendulum shift, and you kind of had a feeling that Monroeville was going to hang on and get this win, and that is exactly what they did. Well, we are done here from Crestview, but our coverage never stops on the OH Report. There's your next 5 broadcasts. Tomorrow, or next 3 broadcasts, because tomorrow we'll have 2. Waynedale, we're excited to be with them tomorrow at their home turf. Clear Fork, they host Marion Harding. And then on Thursday, I will be out at Centerburg to watch them take on the top team in the KMAC, Cardington Lincoln, as we sit right now in the standings in this moment. On the softball side of things, I believe they're actually second. Danville is first when it comes to softball over there. And then for these two teams, you've got Monroeville coming up. They will play a doubleheader with Western Reserve. And then Crestview, they've got a doubleheader coming up against New London. Both of these teams getting into the heat of Firelands Conference play. So it's going to take a lot to get some Firelands wins. Fortunately, their non-conference schedules got them ready for this moment. So Monroeville up against Western Reserve, Crestview up against New London. They will resume play on Thursday. I want to thank our sponsors one final time today. Thanks to Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Thanks also to Strategic Outdoor Solutions, real results, real growth. Schedule weekly lawn maintenance, spring cleanups, and landscaping online at strategiclawn.com. And then also, Scout Construction LLC. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more info at 419-989-7420. And then finally, Carothers Pest Control at 419-342-6841. They are looking to add a new technician to the team, so you can reach out to them at that number to learn more. They're offering 401k, PTO, and more. That'll do it for us. Jonathon Langdon, Adam Thompson, signing off. We'll see you next time on the OH Report.